Well, good morning. It's Rach here, a multi-award-winning award writer with the awards people here in the Badass Bistro, courtesy of Rick Pancioli and the guys here at Patterson Commercial Law. Thanks, Rick, for letting us be in your Badass Bistro again. Yeah, it's all right, isn't it?
That's lovely.
Sofa of Success dweller previously, now Badass Bistro incumbent.
That's a lovely place.
It's nice, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's nice. I said to Rick, when I grow up, I want an office like this. I want this, really.
That's all
you need. About the rest of the So, the viewers of this vlog will recognise this lady. She has been on the Sofa of Success previously. Now we are separated from our Sofa of Success, but now in the Badass Bistro. But I wanted to catch up with Julie because you don't do anything at 5 miles an hour. It's 500 miles an hour. Yeah. And I thought it would be great to catch up and hear where you're at, where the business is at. 2 products, not other than 1 product, so there's a whole load that's been going on for you, and obviously you've had some pretty major success award-wise as well, including a trip to the House of Lords. So I just thought it'd be great to catch up. But before we do, obviously we've got the products in front of us, but introduce yourself, tell us a bit about your business, what you do, why you do it. Let's have that blatant plug first.
Okay, so my name's Julie Cholan and I'm the founder and campaigner behind the brand Secret Whispers. So just over a year and a half ago, I came across an article that said, regardless of how amazing you think your pelvic floor is, the likelihood of developing an issue goes up by 50% with the onset of perimenopause. And I remember thinking at the time, because I was doing I have been doing my Kegels since I was 14, and I assumed every woman did, thought every woman knew this. Anyway, it turns out I'm 0.00% of the female population. So then the more I looked into it, then the more I heard was women saying, no, but Julie, this is normal. It's normal after having a child to have to wear tennis, ladies. It's normal. It's not. It's not normal. It is not. It's common, but it's not normal. Then I started seeing the advertisements these certain pod companies do, which drive me insane, portraying these little oops moments as normal, unexpected, and like propaganda. Women are led to believe this is normality. Then I started to find out about women who've hit menopause, who haven't had children, and they've got issues. And it's just this huge taboo subject nobody's talking about. And women are going through hell, really. The psychological effects on them, they're giving up exercise, they're giving up socialising, giving up relationships with their partners. It's a huge, big circle, and nobody's addressing it. And it just astounds me how in 2020 and 2019, women are not taught about their pelvic floor, the importance of it, why they need to do Kegel exercises. So anyway, that got me really spurred on, and I went looking for a product. I couldn't find one, so I designed it, imagining it sitting on the shelf in John Lewis in the exercise department. So it's elegant, discreet, little magnetic sides, you can keep them by the bed. And then these are the little weights. So effectively, it's like a little weighted tampon or a little dumbbell for your pelvic floor, as I like to call them.
I love that.
Yeah, well, it seems to be the best analogy women can get. So medically graded silicone, very safe. Just pop them in as you would a tampon. Gravity wants them to drop down, so then the correct pelvic floor muscles engage to hold it in, and that's the beauty of it. Because women think they're doing them, and they're doing their Kegels completely wrong. So this teaches you how to do them properly. And this is why it's got women pad-free, leak-free. Some have even avoided surgery. And every time I hear that, it's fuel. It is fuel for the car. It's amazing. So it comes with 4 different weights. Every 2 weeks, you change the weight combination. So this is step 1. Okay?
Yep.
Step 6.
Oh
yeah.
Blimey.
When you get to that step, you've got an amazing pelvic floor. Amazing pelvic floor. And then all you do after the 12-week program, so 20 minutes a day, follow the program. Then you've got an amazing pelvic floor. Then you just use these as you would as maintenance, like going to the gym. So 3 times a week, pop them in, wear them, do a yoga class, go for a run, just something, exactly the same concept as going to the gym. But because you now know how to do a proper Kegel exercise, you do them twice a day, every day for the rest of your life. And this is something all women and men should have been taught from the age of 14, and we wouldn't have all these issues. So when you're brushing your teeth, you do your Kegel exercises, and then it becomes normal. You don't even think about it.
And tell me the figure, remind me the figure that the NHS spends on...
Oh my word, it's I can't remember now what was it 14 million?
It was something ridiculous.
Might even been higher than that.
Just a ridiculous amount of figure.
Because I know their figures they've put out, they're saying 50% of women, and I'm telling you now, it is nowhere near 50% of women, it's 60 minimum % of women have got issues. And that is unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable.
But the amount of money that's being spent by the NHS on women who actually, it can be solved.
Yeah.
It can be solved.
Yeah, they just don't know there's an option out there, don't know there's a solution out there. And then if you look at the amount of elderly women who end up rushing to go to the toilet, they end up...
slips and falls.
Slips and falls, end up in hospital. And this is huge as well. Why is nobody talking about it? You know, it's happening to young girls in universities and high schools. They're doing high-impact sports. They're doing, especially gymnastics, horseback riding. And nobody has taught them to engage the pelvic floor when they're doing this. So basically, when they're running, the pelvic floor is just flapping around and getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And teachers and high schools and universities know this is happening. They know there's a problem, but nothing's been done to address it. And then it just keeps continuing and getting worse. Just simple exercise, which is my mission, which I've set by the end of this year. I'm going to ensure that National Pelvic Floor Awareness, a campaign is started to bring this education into high schools for girls and boys from the age of 14. So it's compulsory, so they learn exactly what a pelvic floor is, the structure, the function, why it's so important, how to do a Kegel exercise they're taught. And then they're explained, they understand that when they're running or exercising to engage, and when they're lifting to engage that pelvic floor. Because the amount of women I've had say to me, I was fine, I had no leakage, Judy, no problems at all. I haven't even had children. Bent over to pick up a heavy pot plant prolapse.
Good grief.
Yeah. And it's awful. Can you imagine how horrifying that is for a woman? Absolutely horrifying. So if I get this education started now, then we won't have this long issue in the future going forward. So that's my campaign for this year to get done.
Good grief. Well, yes, marvellous. Well, I feel totally as I'm underachieving now.
Give over.
And we met at a networking event. You'd already started entering and winning some awards, and you asked me just to have a look through some of the bits and bobs that you were writing. So you've had some incredible success, and we have covered that on the first time when you were on the Sofa of Success with us. But yeah, bring us up to speed with where you're at now. What's happened in the last, 6 months? Probably would know you 6 weeks, probably.
So I'll correct you first of all.
Ooh.
So you and I met at an event, and I think it was the first or second event I'd been to, networking event.
Was it really?
Yeah, and I remember somebody from the FSB saying, "Oh, Julie, you should enter." Oh, no, I'm not entering. Who am I to enter? No. And then I got speaking to yourself, and you says, "Enter." And after hearing 2 or 3 people, not particular one day, say enter, I thought, you know what, I'll just give it a little go. And it was yourself that got me started. So, yeah.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah.
I had it that you had already started dipping one's toe into the awards
No, it was you.
world. Wow.
You started this.
I'll take it. Especially when there's National Pelvic Awareness, Floor Awareness Month, Day, Week, century.
Yeah, we'll get that done, yeah.
on our day off. So correction upheld. But yes, tell us a little bit about where you've gone with your awards journey then, of recent times.
Last year has been an absolute blur.
Yeah, a whirlwind.
Absolute whirlwind. So started off, you convinced myself to enter some awards, which I did. Then I flew out to Marbella on the day of my 40th birthday, as you do, escaping, yeah. Went out for International Women's Day, and then I heard while I was out there that I'd been shortlisted for an FSB award.
Brilliant.
I think I ran around the apartment on my own like a nutcase. I was so excited. It just to be acknowledged. Good. Straight into the final.
And the business was what? Did you say a year old at that point?
About a year old.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd only just launched the products in the July, so it was 6, 7, 8 months old. 8 months old, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and then it's just been one after the other, which is amazing. Absolutely blows your mind. And it's the people you get to meet, the connections you get to meet. And whenever you start your own business, I know for me, you don't see maybe what other people see, and you don't have this belief, and you've got the imposter syndrome. Oh my word, I have to beat that down badly every single day. And if it hadn't have been for pushing the fear, pushing the boundaries, pushing the comfort levels, I wouldn't have got to where I am now. And that is all down to entering the awards, taking a belief in yourself and just going for it.
And House of Lords was end of last year?
House of Lords, that was amazing. That was in December.
So how did that come about then?
So that was the Small Biz 100. Entered that and found out I was selected as one of the top 100 small UK businesses, trailblazing businesses.
Wow.
In the UK.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was very surreal. Yeah, so
brilliant.
We got there, and it was the one thing I've learned as well is these are opportunities, and these are not just dues to go along and have a few drinks and a small mingle. You go there and you work. You have to work that room because you don't get opportunities like this every day. So my husband started at one end, I started the other end, and we both met in the middle. And he actually approached me, and there was a pregnant lady holding onto his arm going, "Where is your wife? I need your wife." He's like, "Get her off." And then I was holding little demonstrations all the way around. So by the time the main speakers had started, everyone in that room knew who I was. So we had Lord, I can't remember, Lord Young of Grantham. He was the one running it. He got up and he'd done a speech. Then there was a lady called Zoe Hartman. Never heard of her before in my life. She got up, she's a presenter on Heart Radio, and she's got huge Instagram, social media following. She got up and she was doing a talk about how difficult it is for working mums, and she mentioned the word pelvic floor. Honestly, the whole room in the House of Lords just went like that. And I went, me. So we got talking, and she loved what I was all about, loved the product. So I sent her the product, and then on the back of that, she's given me a shout out in social media where she was interviewing somebody on her podcast who had over 1 million followers. So you can imagine how much that's done for me. It's been fabulous. But again, because women love what I'm doing and they're delighted to see somebody standing up and taking a stand and talking about it, they want to get behind you and support you. And that's the thing I love. I could see the more I push myself, the more people I get coming behind me and pushing me and supporting me and wanting to help.
Wow.
Yeah,
so you had the exploding phone syndrome then?
Yeah. But oh yeah, it was fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
And then you took the initiative and sent it into a radio show.
Oh, I did, yeah. So that was just before Christmas as well.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So I woke up one morning. I didn't wake up, actually. I came back from school or going on the school run. And I could see my laptop going, my phone going. And anyway, all these people saying, "We've just heard on Chris Evans' Virgin show, his co-presenter who does the news, Rachel Horn, talking about her pelvic floor and how she can't go for a run without leaking. You need to get in on this. You need to reach out to her." So I rang up the PA and I said, "Look, I really want to give this, my Kegel kit to Rachel, but I don't want to send it to you and then you just chuck it in a cupboard somewhere because it means too much to me to know that would happen. I'd be distraught." So she said, "Right, if you send them to me directly, I'll ensure I get them." So I went off and I had 3 kits and all the downloads that come with them, the ebook. I had them all professionally printed out. I got 3 shoe boxes, done them all up. I had somebody professionally gift wrap them all up for me. I sent one to the PA, of course. Sent one to Chris Evans' wife, and then one to Rachel Horn. And I had been having some conversations with Rachel in between on Instagram and explaining how to use it and giving her all the support she needs. And then, what was it, about a month ago, everything starts going crazy in the house, and I'd heard that Rachel had mentioned me on her show, and she'd said how she had her first dry run and how she was using Secret Whispers. Absolutely nuts, absolutely crazy, because I said last year, I'm going to be in Chris Evans' Virgin Radio show. Didn't know how, I didn't even know Rachel was on it at the time, but I remember saying that I was going to be in one big radio show. Yeah, so it just happened. And then on the offset of that, completely sold out. I had limited stock for the run show because of that. Had to cut some off to have something to sell at the National Running Show. So went to the National Running Show in Birmingham, and after ringing them up and telling them who I was and what we did, they gave me the biggest stand at the front. right next to the ladies' toilets, right in front of the inspirational stage. I didn't get to hear one single famous athlete, not one of them, not one. But it was just fabulous. The doors opened at 9 o'clock. And I remember standing there, and it said, the National Run Show is now open, ladies and gentlemen. And I thought, all right, okay. And I was just stood like this doing something. And I just turned around and, whoa, there was just crowds and crowds of women all coming over saying, we heard about you on the Chris Evans show, can you help me? And it was amazing because I had women who said they had give up running and exercise because of this issue. Others who were seriously considering giving it up. Yeah. And just to see the smile on their face walking away with it going, oh my word, you know, all because of somebody who's in the media, somebody who's got that high profile, talked about the product. Now that has helped thousands and thousands of other women. It was fabulous.
Oh, it makes me get all tingly. Well done, you.
Thank you. No, it does. Yeah, I love it.
Now, where can people find you next? You're at the running show in London?
I'm at the running show on the 13th and 14th of June or July this year. I just sorted that this morning. I'm back at the Birmingham one in January of next year. I'm speaking to Ironman. They want me to come over and do a talk in Cork, County Cork, in a few months' time. Runfest, which is run by Chris Evans. I want to be going to that one and do a talk as well.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Yeah, get Chris Evans up doing his kegels over there. Yeah, and I'll teach the women. And yeah, and then a few other little exhibitions as well.
Wow. Wow. And then, so we've talked about product one, but there seems to be a new little pack here.
Yes, a little dainty one.
Do you want to tell us about that? And why? With all the madness, why? With all the madness of one product, you go back to the drawing board and create?
Well, the thing is with creating this and having such a big, loyal fan base, so I've got a lovely closed group where women can talk in confidence, etc. And then I've got a page, and I've also different social media, but I sort of focus on the Facebook closed group. And what I found was, I'll ask people, what do you want? And what kept coming up was period cups. And I never heard of them myself. This was a year ago, just under a year ago. So I spent last year, from the beginning of the summer, so from about May, June time, testing and trialling every period cup you can think of. I know, the joy, the things I have to do for product research. And what I found was some of them were very uncomfortable, some of them were designed not the way I would want, etc. So I, again, decided what would I like. And what I found was women were saying, I don't want to move over to a period cup because what if it doesn't fit? And the more research I'd done, the more I found that in order to ascertain what size of a period cup you need to know where your cervix is. And women just will not go looking for it.
Great.
They won't go looking for it. So I thought, right, what can I do to make the transition from chemical or from toxic pads and tampons to a period cup? What can I do to make the transition as easy as possible? So I thought, right, I'll have it done with 2 cups. So you've got a smaller one and then one that's a little bit larger. So you can decide which one suits you. You might think that's better at the beginning of your period or that one's better. Either way, you've got the choice, and that's what I wanted, to give women the empowerment to make that decision on their own. Then the other thing was I found out the huge environmental issues. It's unreal how many sanitary ware that ends up in the oceans, landfills. It is unbelievable. So I had the box made with FSC recycled material. The cups are medically graded silicone. Each cup lasts for about 10 years if you look after it well.
Brilliant.
And that's it, you only need that. That is all you need. 1 cup for 10 years, you don't need to worry about anything else. It's a game changer. Very simple. You just pick a fold technique that works for you. That's the simplest one. Pop it in. It opens up like that. Tampons sit quite high. This sits as low as comfortably possible. It will take you about 3-4 periods to get used to it. So wear something else to get used to it. But after 3 or 4 months, you'll wonder, why did you never change? And there's no risk of infection. There's no wet string after swimming. Honestly, you forget you're on your period. I was out, this is what changed for me. I was out in Croatia and I was out in the boat, the family's boat, for 10 hours, right? Came back, got changed, got showered, got changed, went out for a meal, and then I went, oh, I haven't changed it. When can you ever do that after you've been swimming? You can't. You cannot do that. Then all you do 10 to 12 hours later, you just pinch the base, release the suction, give it a turn, empty, rinse, repeat twice a day. Sleep with them, run with them, do everything with them. You just forget you're on your period. And a lot of women find that their periods get better.
Wow, really?
There's no toxins, there's no chemicals going into your body.
Yeah.
So that's the feedback I'm getting. And I had them designed to be really, really soft, and the feedback is amazing so far of how soft they are. But again, I always say too, my customers always tell me, is there something I could do to improve this? What would have made this process simpler? And because of that, I've now had women who bought at the roadshow when we launched a few weeks ago have come back and said, I would love if you'd had short videos on your website. So how to clean and sterilize when you buy, how to insert, how to clean, all the different fold techniques, and that would really help me. So now I've actually got them all set up. I've done them. I just need to upload them onto the website. So I love getting feedback like that. Then the other thing they come with is 2 little bags. Now, I did pay a lot more for these bags because these are 100% certified fair trade or organic cotton bags. Yes, anybody can buy cotton bags at a few pence, not a problem. But no, I wanted the best. And it meant a lot to me to know that the women who made these in the factory are paid a good wage, and that's very important to me. Again, these are biodegradable. If something happens, it gets destroyed, just stick it in your food waste. Simple as that. Biodegradable, those. The little hygiene wrappers that the cups come in, biodegradable as well. Stick them into your food waste as well. So everything's completely thought about. Nothing's going back into the environment.
So,
and, for every kit that we sell.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, very important. For every kit that we sell, we're giving back to help somebody in period poverty. Which again is very important because it's huge in the UK.
Huge.
Especially around Leicestershire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since I've been doing a bit of research, and written your press releases, the stuff that's been coming up. And in today's day and age, really?
It's not a luxury having a period, is it?
Good God, no.
No, and girls missing school, women missing work. Yeah, so to be able to give back, just to think that if you could give one of these little cups to a girl in high school or a woman that can't afford to go to work because of her period, that's it, that's her sorted for 10 years.
Done.
Yeah, job done. So yeah, I'm passionate about that, getting more involved in that.
No, that's brilliant.
Thank you.
Now, with a new product, with the growth of business, with the success of product one, beginning to look on different awards and different things to enter now? Are you beginning to set your sights on any other awards that might show that growth and development of the business?
Well, I think you have to, because you have to always keep pushing yourself, and that's what I found. Like the awards, doing them the first time is really, really scary. Now it's amazing. It's amazing. Even if you don't win, it doesn't matter. It's that opportunity to be in a room with all these people, all the different businesses, and making those network connections. And I'll definitely be entering more awards. What, I don't know yet. It's the same thing working with yourself, getting the press releases done. If somebody had said to me even 6 months ago I'd even be considering putting an article into certain magazines that we're discussing, I would have laughed. But now I'm like, yes, we're doing that one. And what's the worst going to happen? They say, no, I don't like it, don't want it. Okay, then I'll find somebody that does. But yeah, it's
we'll find the angle that does appeal to them.
Yeah, there's always a way in.
Always.
Yeah.
Just a bit of persistence. And
I've gotten loads of that.
Oh, the Rottweiler of persistence.
I am, yeah.
So yes, what I will do then is, as I think certainly some of the National Women's Awards, it makes absolute sense. I know that you had a real good finalist, winner for the Midlands region for Forward Ladies last year. Pipped at the post on the Nationals, but by carumba was there a pedigree of woman business owner there.
She's been lovely. Oh, what's her name now? It's went from my mind. But I remember they were calling out the winner and they were sending the finalists. Again, imposter syndrome. You've got 4 in it. One of them was in the Forbes under 30. And then you've got the other one who's just recently sold her business for 26 million. I thought, oh, there's no way I can beat and run up against them. But you know what? I reached out to them, spoke to them. They couldn't have been more supportive. They were absolutely amazing. The one who made 26 million was telling me how they were down to their £100. That was it. They were going to shut up shop. It wasn't going to work. they managed to look at it differently, and now they've sold it for 26 million.
Wow.
So she says, she gave me some really, really good advice. She gave me some good network contacts. Again, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Because women want to support women, men want to support women. Everybody wants to support you in your own business, and they can see how hard you're working, how hard you're trying. They want to reach out.
And you have worked your backside off. And I don't know if you told me this in confidence, and you can beat me around the head with a stick later, but I think it's really important. People will look at you and go, well, it's all very well for Julie because she's passionate and she's energetic and she'll walk into a room and she'll enter awards and she wins awards. But actually, you said to me, come Christmas last year, you kind of went, I don't know if I can carry on doing this anymore.
Oh, I've had a few moments like that, yeah. It's just absolutely exhausting. And you know yourself, there's some days you just think, what am I doing? I can't do this, ridiculous.
What's wrong with working and being paid by somebody and doing 9 till 5:30, if indeed that still exists? But yeah,
I've seen me go into Sainsbury's, and I'm sorry, and my husband tells me off, and I look at the cashiers and I'm like, jealous as anything, going,
I want to sit there and go,
bing, bing. Probably I'd earn more money and it wouldn't be as stress, but then then I'll get an email or I'll get a shout out, and I'm like, this is what it's all about. So there's always, it's been a constant roller coaster, but I'm now learning that when it's up there, I keep it very calm. I don't do the whole running around like a mad fox anymore. I try and keep it calm because all the highs bring down the lows. And then when you're really down there, something's happened, try and keep your mind open, because what will happen is you'll get an email from somebody saying, thank you so much, you've changed my life, or like I say, shout out on social media, and it brings you back up again. So it's trying to get that balance. It's difficult, but I'm sure I can do it. It must be achievable, is it?
Oh, well, don't know what you're asking me for. I haven't got the success you've had, mate. But yeah, I think you find your own rhythm with these things, and you believe your own truth, whatever is being said out there, negative or good. You just go, you know what, I'm just going to keep plugging away. You've got to have belief in yourself. You've got to, because otherwise, whatever business you run, if you don't have that belief in yourself. Yesterday, my belief got knocked by a lovely client who was telling me that his daughter at school was being taught about wow words, and where were the wow words in the article I'd sent over to him. And I thought, I've been writing professionally. And I thought, do you know what, no. And yes, there could be 1,000 reasons from my side as to why there wasn't a wow word or words in this particular article. But actually, I sat back and went, okay, I'll accept it for what it is. And then immediately I had another client who's just rewritten her website. Reams of text for this website, and she's sending back. I'm sending each page over to time so her web people can upload it. Of course, we're all on a deadline. So I've had my daughters at school learning about wow words. That's lovely, thank you. that just humbled me. And then I've got another client going, oh my goodness, there's no changes I want to make to any of this text. It's just brilliant. Da, 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 da. And for a moment, I was like, where's the wow words? And no, stop, Rach. One person. Yeah. Another person. You can listen to the person that's going, where are your wow words? Or you can listen to the person. And actually, neither of them's right, neither of them's wrong, is it, at the end of the day? Yeah. So, you still have to kind of go, oh.
Yeah, it's difficult because it's personal. You take it personal, and it's learning to...
And I know I'm writing about other people's business, but I do take what's written really personally, because I try very hard to put my best into everything that I write. Sometimes you get it right. Sometimes you need a few more wow words.
I love that.
That's what I'm taking out of this. I write a little article about wow words. Thanks, teachers. But no, and also actually, any school that's encouraging kids to write and to talk about, where's the wow in that sentence or that story or whatever, then actually all power to them, because we might get away from some of this insipid, beige corporate talk that we read so much about now, and you kind of go, I've absolutely no idea what you're selling, who you are, what you stand for. So, fair enough.
Exactly.
Message received.
Yeah.
But so yes, and I will send over different awards that are coming up on the radar for you to have a little look at and consider. I think certainly the innovation stuff we'd still need to be looking at.
Yeah.
I think also the national women's ones. it's silly, it's crazy not to put you into those types of audiences because of the product, not ignoring the general, free for all that are the fabulous national business awards as well. I think the Growing Business Awards and the Scale Up Awards have to be on the radar. But I'll send those over to you and you can have a little look at when you're talking to me at 5 a.m. in the morning. Of a certain batch of clients that I know.
Ping, ping, ping.
Yeah, you, Glenys Wright's not a client of mine, but we are trustees to charity, and quite often talking away and replying to each other again, and she'll say, darling, it's 5 a.m. in the morning. You started it.
It's the only time you get anything done.
Well, phone doesn't ring.
Yeah, that's it. I love it. I love early mornings. Oh, it's the best time.
Nobody kicking around, family, love them. In my case, dogs for you, your children, it's quiet.
Yeah, no, it's my time in the morning. Yeah, I need that.
Yeah.
And obviously talking to suppliers as well, I need to be. So I'll send a message that time, and then that's their evening.
Suppliers you've got on different sides of the world, haven't you, as well?
Yeah, so it makes it easier doing it that way. So I'll send something at night before I go to bed, and then it's addressed and done by the time I get up and work at 5.
Brilliant.
So it works well then.
Bless you. So, World Domination this year then?
Well, it's going to be the campaign for National Pelvic Floor Awareness. I want that education to be compulsory in high schools for girls and boys from the age of 14. Again, because of my shamelessly reaching out to certain celebs. So I did mention to you Joe Pavey, and so Joe Pavey I met at the run show, and she loved what I was doing. So I'm going to be sending her a Kegel kit so she can see for herself what it's like, trial it herself, and then speak to obviously her huge community of female runners. The running show has seen how many women were there, so they know how huge this issue is with women athletes. And they, like I say, hopefully doing a talking slot with them in London. And then, this is another one of these whirlwind moments, Twitter, I seen Davina McCall was commenting and liking one of my posts. That was amazing. She's 2.4 million followers, something like that. Wow. But again, it shows I'm on her radar. So I'll be reaching out to her to send her a Kegel kit. And again, I wouldn't have done this 6 months ago. Oh, I'm not doing that, no. Now I'm like, yeah, just go for it.
You see, even I fall into that. Really?
Yeah.
Karen Curitin was here earlier and she was talking about networking, and she said that actually internally she's a very quiet person. She flew to Australia to see her sister and never said a word to anybody on the plane. Yeah, doesn't it? But she never said a word, and her husband's like, knowing how quiet and how you enjoy your own peace and calm, the fact that you go out and network as much as you do, and I mean she's a networking ninja. He thought it was really surprising. And I said, well, yeah, because people think I'm an extrovert, but I'm not. I'm through and through introvert. If I don't have to go out, if I can close that door of an evening, put my gym jams on, do another few hours work and not talk to anybody, bliss.
Oh, I love it. I'll tell you what I did. I'll tell you what I did a few years ago. You'll love this. So I found out I was very deficient in vitamin D, and I thought, right, I said I'm taking myself off. So I announced to my husband I was away the following weekend for 4 nights to Lanzarote. So he was at home with the children on my own. Best holiday ever. I didn't speak to a single person till I got to the hotel. Then when I was at the hotel, I think people thought, oh, look at the poor little thing on her own. So they try and speak to me, and I was like, honestly, don't. I'm having the time of my life speaking to nobody. It was just amazing.
Have a little sign, silent retreat.
Yeah, no, I just sit like that with a book, glass of wine, eating with, and I'm the biggest smile. I've no children. I've nobody to talk to. I've nothing to do. Just eat and drink and read. My best holiday ever. Yeah, I think people don't understand just how important it is to have that tranquility time to yourself without everything going on. But like you say, on the flip side of it, you can build yourself up and get out there and do what needs to be done in terms of networking. But yeah, equally as important, if not more important, quiet time on your own.
I love a bit of quiet time. Well, look, you're going to come back again and sit on the Sofa of Success or in the Badass Bistro and update us, because we are just fully into this whole campaign and supporting you however we can. We just think you are awesome.
Thank you.
And of course, we are spending a few days together in March with Kazia at Destined for Bigger Things.
We are. That's the 13th and 14th of March.
So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So looking forward
to it. And do you know Debbie Moore that's speaking? Yeah. So she lives in Harborough. Yeah. So I need to speak to her. I know her. Yeah, some amazing speakers there.
Yeah. I might go girl fan about Maria Diamond there. I might have to sit at the back so I don't kind of go.
No, I'll be the same, and then
spill my insanity all over the place.
So they're rubbing her arm.
Just, hello. Little stalker after her.
So you're in the VIP table, aren't you?
I think I am.
Yeah, you are in the VIP table, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I think there's about 10, 12 on the VIP table, something like that. Don't know.
Well, we're sponsoring it. We're just raising the message that, you know, as fine as the fellas are, we can't let them have it all their own way. Let's get some more women out there talking about their great businesses, their great innovation, what they're doing, why they're doing it, how they're doing it, and hopefully inspire some other people like you. I'm sure are inspiring other people to go, well, you know what? If Jill can do it,
exactly.
I can do it.
If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Well, you say that, but look at your own journey. There's a book in there somewhere, I'm telling you.
But you just keep pushing.
And an MBE.
Just keep pushing yourself. It was like the first time I went in the radio Leicester. I remember opening up the car door in the car park, and I was retching.
Were you really?
I was shaking. It was awful. The first time I went to an awards do, my husband had to hold me up, honestly, because I was shaking that much.
Wow.
Yeah. Now it's a bit like BBC Leicester. Have you time to come on and do a quick chat? Yeah, hold on, put the children in the other room, earplugs on. Yeah, let's go.
You old pro, you.
But it's a thing when you do something, the fear's gone, so you go on to the next one. And you have to grow and push yourself. You've got one life. Go for it.
Before I let you go, networking and awards room. It's quite different from networking that you might do regularly, because obviously you do develop those relationships, which for me is an integral part of networking. But I say to clients, probably said to you, I don't care if you win, I care that you're a finalist, and then I care that you're a finalist in that room and you network that room. A lot of my clients really struggle with that, because they walk into a room, they probably don't know anybody, or they might know one or two people, and the temptation then is to stand with the person you know, and not to do the work that's in that room, or to take the opportunities that are in that room. But my God, is there an opportunity as a fellow finalist to kick open a door? How do you do it? You kind of joking, you kind of weren't when you were talking about husband and you working on each side of the room. How do you?
I wasn't joking. It literally was like that.
But how do you get yourself into the mindset where you can network that room, and how do you start the conversations?
So before I go to anything now, I always look at who's going first and foremost, and have a quick check on who they are. So I've always got a criteria of exactly who I need to see. I always have problems and obstacles, and I will walk around that room and I'll repeat what the problems I'm having to every single person, and eventually somebody will go, I know somebody can help you with that. That is one golden nugget I've learned. If you've got something that's a real issue for you, like I had an issue with supply. Well, I still have issues with suppliers, but I mentioned it to somebody. It was at it was an event. It was at the other day, and I happened to mention this issue. The third person I spoke to said, "Come over here. I'll give you my details. I can help you with that." People, like I say, want to help, but go in, know why you're there. At least have 2 or 3 people that you need to speak to, and honestly, just go up and speak to them. As you know, nobody's going to eat the head off you.
No, and you know what? In the rare occasion that somebody just gets snappy, then, excuse my language, that's their shit, not yours.
Exactly.
But I've yet to see it happen.
But yeah, you do need some sort of an agenda, otherwise you're going to walk away and go, what was that all about? So, when your time's precious.
You don't want them to walk away and think, what was that all about? At the same time, you don't want them to walk away and think, have I still got my wallet and my watch? Have she just blagged me for my car keys? So it is about those open conversations, but it's just also, about having that game plan and going in prepared.
Exactly, because it was even like the House of Lords one. I made sure that I introduced myself to the lady who was running it, and then I introduced myself to all her family as well. And then I had some great follow-up conversations because of that. And it is just getting yourself out there and being known for what you do. There's no point having a great business or a great service and then hiding over here, because people won't remember that. They'll remember you.
And I think also the other thing to remember with these events is you don't go to these events not expecting to be spoken to. You kind of want to meet the other people in the room, because you are in a room with other fabulous, innovative, growing businesses, or whatever the criteria for the award is, ambitious businesses who want to put themselves out there. That's half the battle, finding the businesses that want to do something rather than the businesses that perhaps talk about doing something and never do. So, it's getting past that I'm a bother or the imposter syndrome. It's getting past that and just saying, look, at the end of the day, I'm a great person, I've got a great product, I've got a great story, let's see who can become my new best friend.
Yeah, no, I do. I really enjoy networking. I love meeting new people, and you don't know where it's going to end up. For every time I meet somebody or go to any sort of a meeting, it always leads to something else, something else, something else. And yeah, it's endless possibilities. So yeah, highly recommend it. And I was going to say as well, if you enter an award, and even if you don't make finalist, find out who did make finalist and see if you can go along with them.
Oh, no,
Just saying.
That's my girl. That's my girl. Where
There's always
there's a will,
way,
there's a
yeah.
way. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well done, you. Oh, gee. I can't wait to have you back in here again. It's just going to be fabulous.
thank you.
What else will you have learnt in, I don't know, 3 weeks, 2 hours, let alone 12 months? Before I let you go, I'm going to ask you our 3 quick fire questions. You've had them before. We haven't changed them, but let's just run at it again, see what the answers are. So you're at an awards do, you're a finalist, you know you're a finalist, you're at a table, your family, friends, colleagues, suppliers, whomever around the table with you. And Dave, for some reason, is announcing the winners, and he calls your name. High five or bear hug?
Bear hug.
Up on the stage on your own, or do you drag?
Oh no, I do it on my own.
Yeah, she's going to walk that stage. I'm at the bar. Champagne or Prosecco?
Oh, for Clico.
Second person to name it by. Not that we're sponsored by anybody. If you want to sponsor us, that's fine.
Hint, hint.
Well, you know, it was my favourite tipple when the drinking shoes were on.
Oh yeah.
But now I've been told there's something called no secco, which is an alcohol-free Prosecco. So I
It's
may have to
really?
try it, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to go and see my good friend Helen on Friday, and the co-op opposite her. This is the heady heights of business. The co-op opposite her apparently stocks it, so I may have to go and have a.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I might bring some in for next
you go.
March, for next time we film, and we'll sit here and go.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Champagne Prosecco or no secco, and everybody will be going. No, thank you.
Yeah. Oh no, I like that. That's a good idea.
Well, you know, have the bubbles, still feel like a grown-up.
Exactly.
Instead of having pop.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day in our house, I tell you. I'll have some pink juice, please. I'll
Oh.
put it in a wine glass to make you feel special. Thanks.
Well, I went to bed at 6:30 on Valentine's Day.
Did
so.
you really?
Yeah, I was tired.
Romance is dead.
Oh yeah.
Exhausted by Kegel kits and period cups.
Yep, that's it.
Poor Mr. C.
Oh, he was happy enough.
Bless you. Thank you so much for
thank
coming
you.
in and seeing us. We'll put up Julie's details all across the bottom of this video for the holding frame. If you've got any questions or queries, then Jules is more than happy to answer them. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, press the notification bell so you can know when we're next publishing. We publish every week, we put a video out there. So any comments, any questions, any suggestions on what you'd like to hear about, then let us know. Until then, we will leave you to have a fabulous week. Let's see if you can achieve half of what this one does in a week. And we will see you next week. Until then, take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.